Well, good Saturday afternoon to you, and welcome to the Weslaco East Gymnasium, where K-West bringing you 31 6A volleyball. Today, it is the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School taking on your Lady Wildcats of Weslaco East High School. We have completed the first round of the district play, and the Lady Bobcats are barely starting their first game of the second round. They finished the first round with a 4-2 district record. And of course, they are tied in a very mashed up second place, along with Edinburg North and Edinburg Vela. Edinburg North defeated Edinburg Vela earlier this week to create that three-way tie for second place. The Lady Wildcats come into this game with a 3-4 district record, sitting in fifth place, one spot out of a playoff position. So today's game is a very crucial one. They did begin second round of this district play this week as they defeated Donna North. So today's game, a very crucial game in playoff position and seeding. Of course, sitting atop of the 31 district race is Weslaco High School with a 5-1 record. I am Joe Aguilar. I'll be bringing you all the action from today's 31 6A matchup between the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Bobcats. We are getting ready to get started here this afternoon. Introductions have been made. The national anthem has been played. The players have been announced, and so we are getting ready to have our first serve. Ladies going through their pregame rituals, which is always exciting to watch, entertaining as well. Again, it is the Lady Wildcats taking on the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School. The Lady Wildcats will be serving first, and serving for your Lady Wildcats is going to be number 12, senior Kayla Torres. Kayla Torres on the court with Caitlin Rodriguez. The libero is Allison Rogers. Also on the court is Brisa Guzman, Leisha Castillo, and Arlise Munoz. Lady Bobcats with a little dink, and it's put right back over by the Wildcats. Dink again by the Bobcats. Set. Brisa with a massive putback, but that one's just going to sail a little bit out of bounds. So point Lady Bobcats 1-0 here early on in the first set. Serving first for the Lady Bobcats is going to be Vianney Trevino. Trevino puts it across. Wildcats with the set. Spike, good dig there by the libero. Now they're going to bring it over on the second hit. Another set here for Brisa. Brisa putting it down hard, but the Lady Bobcats able to keep it in play. Another set. This time it's going to be in the middle to Arlise Munoz. Lady Bobcats doing a great job of defending their side of the court. That one just a little too far into the net for the Wildcats to handle. So that's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. They now lead 2-0. Vianney Trevino serving for the Lady Bobcats. Set for Brisa. She puts it over. And that one just a little too far for the Lady Bobcats to handle. And that's point for your Lady Wildcats. 2-1. They trail. Cassandra Escobedo will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. She gets that one across. So do the Lady Bobcats. This one's going to be set up here to the right for Caitlin. Caitlin gets it across, and the Bobcats almost mishandle that one, but they're able to save it and keep it in play. And a great job in the middle by the Lady Wildcats to pick up point number 2 to tie this one up here in the first set. Escobedo with the serve. Put back quickly by the Lady Bobcats. Caitlin, spike across, but it is saved by the Bobcats. This one is back over by the Bobcats. Set. And the libero doing a great job with that dig there. Set again, this time for Caitlin. Caitlin coming down with the ball hard. And the Lady Bobcats not able to handle that one. So point Lady Wildcats. They now lead 3-2 here in the first set. Cassandra Escobedo with the serve. Back over on the first hit by the Lady Bobcats. In the middle, it's a cross. Lady Bobcats setting something up there on the left side. Escobedo bringing it back over. Back over by the Lady Bobcats on the second hit. Brianna hitting it hard, and the Lady Bobcats just can't handle that one. And it's point Lady Wildcats. I'm sorry, Arlis Munoz with that very strong effort there. Ace for the Lady Wildcats. They extend their lead to 5-2. Lady Bobcats with the set, got to get it over, and they do. They're going to call a double hit on the Lady Wildcats, so it's going to be point Lady Bobcats, 5-3. They trail. Renee Ponce serving for the Lady Bobcats. Jump serve. Caitlin, hard, but a great block there in the middle by the Lady Bobcats. Victoria Fuentes, middle blocker there for your Lady Bobcats. Renee Ponce, point Lady Bobcats. Tied at 5 here in set number 1. Wildcat serve setting to Caitlin. Caitlin gets it across. Set. Bobcats with the volleyball. Fuentes strong, and she puts it down, and it's point Lady Bobcats. They're up 6-5 here in set number 1. Send it up for Munoz, but Munoz into the net. Point Lady Bobcats, they lead 7-5. We are still here in set number 1 at the Weslaco East Gymnasium. Setting it up in the middle for Brisa. And that's point Lady Wildcats. 6-7, Lady Wildcats trailing. Now serving Allison Rogers. Rogers gets it across. They're setting it up for Fuentes. Fuentes a little too close to the net. And they're going to say she went into the net, so they're going to give the point to the Lady Wildcats. Back to a tie, this time at 7. Allison Rogers serving for your Lady Wildcats. Gonna set it up for Fuentes. Fuentes gets it up hard, but a good block there in the middle by Megan Gonzalez and Caitlin Rodriguez. And Megan with the spike, but just a little too far, so that's gonna be point Lady Bobcats. They're up 8-7. Victoria Fuentes now serving for the Lady Bobcats. Caitlin bringing it down hard. Lady Bobcats keeping it alive. Good job there by the libero for the Wildcats. And a good job in the middle by Megan Gonzalez. A little too hot to handle for the middle blocker there of the Lady Bobcats, and it's point Lady Wildcats, and we're back to a tie at 8. Now serving for your Lady Wildcats, Erlinda Amaya. Lady Bobcats getting it across. Great job there by Amaya trying to find an empty spot. Caitlin bringing it hard, and the Bobcats cannot handle that one, and it's point Lady Wildcats. They now lead 9-8. Okay, we've got an appeal being made here. So they're going to say we are going to replay this one. So the point will be taken off the board, and we're going to replay that. Amaya with the serve. This time, the Lady Wildcats are able to keep it alive. Little confusion there, and the ball falls on the court, and it's point Lady Bobcats. They now lead 9-8. Hannah Vega serving for the Lady Bobcats. Caitlin bringing it down hard. And they're going to say that it was just a little too long. And that's going to be point Lady Bobcats. 10-8 is the score. They lead here in set number 1. Sending it up for Caitlin. Caitlin bringing it across, and that one was hot. Couldn't be handled by Adriana Guerra, and that's point Lady Wildcats. 9-10, Lady Wildcats trailing here in set number 1. Caitlin Rodriguez now serving. Bringing it over on the second hit is the Bobcats. Lady Wildcats ready for that one. Out here to the right. And that one is laid down hard by Brisa Guzman. Point Lady Wildcats, back to a tie, this time at 10. Buckner with the dink. Send it up to Brisa again. Brisa bringing it down hard. This time they able to bring it back across to the Wildcats. Again, Brisa. And again, just too much for the Lady Bobcats to handle, and that's point Lady Wildcats. They now lead 11-10. Caitlin still with the serve for the Lady Wildcats. In the middle, set up for Rodriguez. She hits it down hard, and this time Caitlin Rodriguez lays it down even harder, and it's point Lady Wildcats. 12-10, they lead. They're going to take a timeout on the court. We'll take one along with them. Lady Wildcats up 12-10 here in set number 1. You're enjoying Lady Volleyball right here on K-West.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East Gymnasium. 31-6A volleyball between the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School and your Lady Wildcats of Weslaco East High School. 12-10 they lead here in the first set. Caitlin Rodriguez with the serve. Buckner bringing it across for the Lady Bobcats. Mishit by the Lady Wildcats, a little too far for the libero, Alyssa Rogers, to be able to track down, so that's a point for the Lady Bobcats. They trail 11-12. On to serve for the Lady Bobcats is Kristen Salinas. Brings it across. Caitlin with a spike from the back line. She gets it over. Second hit goes right back to the Wildcats. Brisa bringing it down hard. A good dig there by the Bobcats. And again, they send it over on the second hit. This time it was just a little too much for the Lady Wildcats to handle. And now we are all knotted up again at 12. Kristen Salinas serving for the Lady Bobcats. Good dink there by Guzman. Now it comes back to the Wildcats. Set for Guzman. Guzman sending it back over. Sending it over to the left side to Buckner. Lady Wildcats doing a great job keeping it alive. And this time Brisa into the net. Point Lady Bobcats. They now lead 13-12. Salinas with the serve. Sending it up here to the left side. Little dink over by Guzman. Back over to the Wildcats. Setting up in the middle for Gonzalez. She sets it over. Now this time the Lady Bobcats sending it over on 2 hits, and Caitlin now will send it back to the Bobcats. Back to the left side to Buckner. Buckner brings it over. Lady Wildcats doing a great job salvaging that one. Almost caught them in a bad position, but good recover by the Lady Wildcats, and now they're going to call a double hit on the Lady Wildcats, so it's going to be point Lady Bobcats. 14-12, they are up here in set number 1. We got a timeout on the court. We've got some stuff on the court, so they're going to make sure that they clean that up. Exciting volleyball here at Weslaco East Gymnasium. Of course, the Lady Wildcats coming in this contest in 5th place. Big game for them because they are just 2 games out of a playoff spot. So crucial win here needed by your Lady Wildcats. Lady Wildcats sending it back over to Lady Bobcats. They're going to say double hit again on the Lady Wildcats. So the Lady Bobcats now opening up a lead here, 15-12 in the first set. Serve by the Lady Bobcats. Gonzalez hard. Bobcats keeping it alive in the middle. They bring it back over to the Wildcats. Wildcats keeping it alive. Caitlin bringing it down hard, and the Bobcats able to keep it alive. Again, sending it back over on the second hit. Guzman now sending it back over. And a great job there in the middle by Megan Gonzalez, as that ball was hit a little too far for the Lady Bobcats to handle, and Gonzalez sending it right back over to where they ain't. 13-15, Lady Wildcats trail. Gonzalez with the serve. Into the net, but the Wildcats ready for it. Caitlin Rodriguez sending it back over. Buckner too close to the net. She's able to send it across to the Wildcats. Guzman. Bobcats back to the Wildcats. Back to Guzman. Guzman hitting it hard. And the second hit goes right back over to the Wildcats. And this time they find an empty spot. And the Bobcats now up by 3, 16-13. Renee Ponce doing a great job on the second hit, sending it over periodically, and this time she finds an open spot. Bobcats with the serve. And the middle spike, a little too much for the Bobcats to handle, and it's point Lady Wildcats. They trail by 2, 14-16. Kayla Torres on to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Out to Fuentes. Fuentes too close to the net, just sends it over. And again, they're going to call a double hit on the Lady Wildcats. Lead remains at 3, or is back to 3, better yet, for the Lady Bobcats. They're taking a timeout on the court. We'll take one alongside them. The Lady Wildcats trailing 14-17 here in set number 1. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat volleyball right here on KWS. Welcome back to the Weslaco East Gymnasium. 31-6A volleyball between the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School and your Lady Wildcats of Weslaco East. Weslaco East trailing 14-17 here in set number 1. Lady Bobcats with the serve. On to serve is Vianney Trevino. Trevino sending it over to the Wildcats. A set right in the middle. That one just a little too long. Arlis Munoz trying to find a spot here on the left side, but it was a little too long. And the biggest lead of the afternoon for the Lady Bobcats is 4. They're up 18-14. Setting it up for Guzman. Guzman sends it over to the Bobcats. Bobcats got to get this one over, and they do. Sending it up here to the right side to Guzman. Guzman sends it over hard, and the Lady Bobcats just can't handle it. So it's point Lady Wildcats. They trim into that lead, trailing by 3, 15-18. Cassandra Escobedo now serving for the Lady Wildcats. That one not over the net, so point Lady Bobcats. Back to a 4-point lead, 19-15. Renee Ponce now serving for the Lady Bobcats. That one sails right out, point Lady Wildcats. 16-19, they trail. They're going to send Megan Gonzalez back onto the court. Serving Allison Rogers for your Lady Wildcats. Little correction here by the referee. So now we're back to live action. Setting it up here to Fuentes. Fuentes sending it over to Libero, doing a really great job of keeping that in play. Rogers for the Wildcats. Caitlin Rodriguez sending it right back to the Lady Bobcats. To the left side, they're setting something up to Hannah Vega. Hannah Vega, the Wildcats bringing it right back. Vega again. This time she goes a little too long, and it's point Lady Wildcats. And they're cutting into that Lady Bobcat lead. Now trail only by 2, 17-19 here in the first set. Allison Rogers with the serve. Setting something up for Fuentes. Rogers with the dig. Caitlin Rodriguez puts it back over for to the Bobcats. Fuentes in the middle. Lady Wildcats keeping it alive. They got to get it over, and they cannot. So now it is 20-17 in favor of your Lady Bobcats. Lady Bobcats are going to send in Zarina Rodriguez. Fuentes will be serving. Good hit there by Leisha Castillo. Fuentes backline spike. Lady Wildcats keeping alive. Caitlin Rodriguez gets it across. Setting it up for Ponce. Ponce. Rogers with the save. Ponce, another spike from the back line. Lady Wildcats trying to bring it back. Kayla Torres a little too long with that one. Lady Bobcats back to a 4-point lead, 21-17. Fuentes serving for the Lady Bobcats. That one a little too long, 18-21. Your Lady Wildcats are trailing. Erlinda Amaya will now enter the game for your Lady Wildcats, and she will also be serving. Lady Wildcats trailing by 3 here in the first set. Amaya getting it across. Ponce setting something up for Fuentes. Fuentes pushing it across. They're going to set it up here to Caitlin. Caitlin just a little too long. 22-18, Lady Bobcats on top. Timeout on the court. We're going to take one as well. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat volleyball right here on your home for Weslaco Sports, K-West.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East Gymnasium. 31-6A volleyball. It is the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High taking on your Lady Wildcats of Weslaco East. Weslaco East trailing by 4, 18-22 here in the first set. Serving for the Lady Bobcats is Hannah Vega. Lady Wildcats sending it right back to them. Second shot goes back over to the Lady Wildcats. In the middle, Gonzalez sending it over hard. Sending it to the left side over to Buckner, and Buckner just dinks it over a little too far for Caitlin Rodriguez to reach, and it is point Lady Bobcats. Biggest lead of the first set, 23-18. They are up by 5. Vega with the serve. Caitlin. Again, a double hit called or charged to the Lady Wildcats. Now we've got a set point for the Lady Bobcats. 24-18 is your score. Vega serving. Gonzalez sends it over. Point Lady Wildcats. 19-24, they trail. Caitlin Rodriguez will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Ponce with the set. Fuentes into the net. Point Lady Wildcats. 20-24, they trail by 4. Caitlin with the serve. Ponce with the set, out to Buckner to the left side. That one hits the ground, and it is point Lady Bobcats, and they win the first set by a score of 25-20. We're going to take a quick break as we get set for set number 2. You're enjoying volleyball right here on your home for Weslaco Sports, K-West.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. We are just about ready to get underway in set number 2 in this 31-6A matchup between the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School and your Lady Wildcats of Weslaco East High School. Lady Bobcats took the first set 25-20. They will be serving here as we begin set number 2. Looks like Kristen Salinas will be serving. Nope, there she's not. She's going to hand the ball off to Vianney Trevino. Vianney Trevino will be serving for the Lady Bobcats. Referee whistles. We are ready to go. Good serve there. Lady Wildcats sending it over to the left side to Arlis Munoz. Ponce in the middle. Good save there by the Lady Wildcats. Libero Rogers sends it right back. Fuentes, and a big block by Arlis Munoz. Point Lady Wildcats. 1-0, they lead here in set number 2. Kayla Torres serving for your Lady Wildcats. Laisha Castillo on the court for your Lady Wildcats. That one goes into the net. Point Lady Bobcats. 1-1. Julissa Santa Maria on the court for Lady Bobcats. Ponce is serving. Setting it up for in the middle there to Gonzalez. Munoz. Munoz sends it across. This time they're going to send it to Guzman. Guzman with a good spike, but the Lady Bobcats able to keep it alive. Caitlin Rodriguez. Lady Bobcats got to send it across, and they do. Sending it up to Guzman. Guzman hitting it hard. Bobcats keeping it alive. Another great hit by the Wildcats. Castillo bringing it down hard. Point Lady Wildcats. They're up 2-1. Cassandra Escobedo will now be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Fuentes. Rogers. Caitlin. Bobcats keep it alive. Fuentes with the spike. Good job there by Escobedo to keep it alive. Libero with the dig for the Bobcats. Setting it up for Caitlin. Caitlin sends it over. Ponce sends it back to the Wildcats. Setting it up for Rodriguez. Rodriguez brings it down hard, and they just can't handle that one. And it's point Wildcats. Wildcats up 3-1. Escobedo serving for your Wildcats. Fuentes pushing it over. Caitlin with a dink. Good hand control there by the Lady Bobcats to save it. This time, Castillo sends it right back, and it's point Lady Wildcats. Four to 1, your Lady Wildcats leading here in set number 2. Escobedo serving. Fuentes sends it over on the second hit. A little too long, and Munoz trying to salvage it. Good job there. Caitlin, heads up play. But they just couldn't convert. So it's point Lady Bobcats. They trail by 2. Going to send Fuentes back to serve. All right, they got everything ready to go. Little too long for Torres to handle. She just can't play it off the net, so that's going to be a point for the Bobcats. They're cutting into this lead, and they now trail 4-3. Fuentes with the serve. Escobedo sending it up to Caitlin Rodriguez. She sends it across. Bobcats got to get it over, and they do. Setting up something for Kayla Torres, but they're going to call double hit, and it's going to be point Lady Bobcats. Game now tied at 4. Fuentes with the serve for the Lady Bobcats. Sending it up for Escobedo. Escobedo sends it over to the Lady Bobcats. In the middle, Rodriguez. Lady Wildcats can't keep it alive, so it's point Lady Bobcats. They now are on top for the first time here in set number 2 by a score of 5-4. Fuentes with the serve. That one a little too long, point Lady Wildcats. Great job there. Presence of mind and presence of court by Allison Rogers to let it go. And now we are tied at 5, and Rogers will serve for the Lady Wildcats. Setting it up there in the middle for Rodriguez. This time, Caitlin Rodriguez for the Wildcats. Too hot to handle for the Lady Bobcats, and it's point Lady Wildcats. 6-5. They are now back on top. Lady Wildcats hitting this volleyball really hard here in the match, here in this set. Little confusion on the court for the Lady Bobcats. Point for your Lady Wildcats. They are now up 7-5 here in set number 2. Buckner now coming back onto the court for the Lady Bobcats. Rogers with the serve. Setting up there in the middle for Gonzalez. Gonzalez sends it across. And the Bobcats able to keep it alive. Setting it up for Castillo. And they're going to call double hit to the on the Lady Wildcats, so it's point for the Lady Bobcats. They trail 7-6. Now serving for the Lady Bobcats, Hannah Vega. Carry charge to the Lady Wildcats. We are now tied again. Now we're tied at 7 here in set number 2. Vega sends it over on the serve. Castillo for the Lady Wildcats. Castillo setting it up. Back over by the Lady Wildcats to the Bobcats. The bump, the set. Rodriguez with the spike and the point. Erlinda Amaya on the serve, while Lady Wildcats up 8-7. Buckner, good job there by Rogers. Another double hit charge to the Lady Wildcats, and it's point Lady Bobcats. They tie up the score again, now at 8. Kristen Salinas on to serve for the Lady Bobcats. Rodriguez with the bump. This time she'll send it over. Ponce sends it right back. Caitlin sends it back over to the Bobcats. Buckner. Rogers with a good bump. Caitlin sends it over. Buckner going to send it right back to the Lady Wildcats. Setting up something out here to the right for Torres. Lady Wildcats on the second shot, send it right back over. So does Ponce on the second shot for the Bobcats. Caitlin trying to find a vacant spot but cannot. Ponce sends it right back. In the middle. And just a little too long by Megan Gonzalez. And it's point Lady Bobcats. Good volley there. Kristen Salinas serving for the Lady Bobcats. Torres sends it over for the Lady Wildcats, setting up something for Buckner. Buckner puts it over. On the right side, it's Kayla Torres. Great job by Maya to save that one. And the Lady Wildcats find an empty spot on the court and tie up this second set again. We are now tied at 9, and Caitlin Rodriguez will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Out on the left side is Buckner. Into the net, point Lady Wildcats. 10-9, they lead here in set number 2. Caitlin with a good serve. Ponce sent it right over on the second shot. Lady Wildcats just were not ready for that one. We're tied again, this time at 10. Ariana Guerra back onto the court for the Lady Bobcats and will be doing the serving. Set by Torres to Rodriguez, and that one a little too long. 11-10 in favor of the Bobcats. Guerra serving. Sending it up for Guzman. Guzman putting it over. Fuentes smacks it down. Lady Wildcats just can't handle it. Point Lady Bobcats. They lead 12-10. They call the timeout. We'll take one with them. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat volleyball right here on KOS.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Inihosa, WISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. Lady Wildcats taking on the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School. We are in set number 2. Lady Wildcats trailing 10-12. Lady Bobcats with the serve, Ariana Guerra. Serving for the Lady Bobcats. Coach Nava asking for little clarification. Now we're ready to get started. Torres with a set to the middle to Caitlin. And the Bobcats just can't handle that one. And it's point Lady Wildcats. Arlis Munoz now back on the court for your Lady Wildcats. Serving for your Wildcats, Megan Gonzalez. Fuentes over on the second shot. And Munoz sends it right back at her. Error on the Lady Bobcats. Point for your Lady Wildcats, and we are all tied up again. This time at 12. Megan Gonzalez serving for your Wildcats. Sending it up to Fuentes. Fuentes, Lady Wildcats with a great stoppage. Guerra bringing it hard. And that is point for your Lady Wildcats. 13-12, they're up. (13-12) here in set number 2. Your Lady Wildcats are leading. Megan Gonzalez with the serve. Lady Bobcats. Buckner sends it over. Sending it up in the middle for Munoz. Munoz. Bobcats bringing it over on number 2. So do the Lady Wildcats. Fuentes, but a great job in the middle by Munoz. Guzman with a little dink. Ponce trying to send it over, but Caitlin ready for that one. And a great job by Kayla Torres to bring it down hard for your Lady Wildcats, and it's point Lady Wildcats. They lead 14-12. Serve. Ponce again, number 2 sends it over. Guerra, hard. Bobcats cannot handle it. Lady Wildcats up by 3, 15-12. Bobcats are going to call a timeout. We're going to take one with them. Your Lady Wildcats up, set number 2, 15-12. We'll be right back.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. And it's your Weslaco East Lady Wildcats taking on the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School. Set number 2, Lady Wildcats up 15-12. Fuentes in the middle. Great job there by your Lady Wildcats. Keep it alive. Brianna Guzman sending it right back. Ponce, as she does so very often on the second hit, will bring it across. Again, Ponce's second hit sets it back over. Lady Wildcats. Brisa. This one is out. Point Lady Bobcats. 15-13. Serving for the Lady Bobcats, Vianney Trevino. Gonna set something up for Guzman. Guzman sends it over. Right back to the Wildcats. Ponce, like she does so often on the second hit. Guzman keeping it alive. And it needs to get over, and it does not. Great play there by your Lady Wildcats, but they just can't get it over, and it's point Lady Bobcats. They cut into this lead, trailing by 1, 14-15. Setting it up for Caitlin Rodriguez. She sends it over. Ponce to Fuentes. Fuentes, and a big block there in the middle by Munoz. Munoz, a big presence there in the middle for your Lady Wildcats. Leisha Castillo back on the court for Lady Wildcats. Serving is Kayla Torres. They lead 16-14. Fuentes with a little dink. Point Lady Bobcats. (15-16) Lady Bobcats trailing here in set number 2. Rene Ponce will be serving for the Lady Bobcats. Setting up over there on the left side to Castillo. Castillo with a great hit, but the Lady Bobcats with a block. Fuentes sending it right back. This time, Guzman lays down the lumber, and it's point Lady Wildcats. They are up 17-15. Guzman getting a little celebration and a little rest. She'll be replaced by Cassandra Escobedo, who will now come in to serve as well. Serve goes over. Bobcats send it right back, but in the middle, Munoz puts it back onto the floor on the side of the Lady Bobcats, and it's point Lady Wildcats. They extend their lead 18-15. Timeout on the court. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. It is your Weslaco East Wildcats taking on the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High. Set number 2, your Lady Wildcats on top, 18-15. Escobedo with the serve for your Lady Wildcats. Ponce setting it up for Fuentes. Fuentes setting it back to the Wildcats. Little confusion there, but the Wildcats doing a great job sending it right back. Sending it up over to the middle, Munoz. Ponce gonna get it right back to Ponce. Ponce puts it down, and it's point Lady Wildcats. They cut into the lead, trailing by 2, 16-18. Looking to send Fuentes back to serve. That one is long, and it's point Lady Wildcats, 19-16. Back on the court is Megan Gonzalez. She'll replace Munoz. Allison Rogers will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Setting it up for Buckner. Buckner sends it over. Over to the side for Caitlin Rodriguez. She sends it across. Set for Vega. Vega over. Wildcats can't handle it. Point Lady Bobcats. Cut into the lead. Now trailing by 2. 17-19. Hannah Vega will be serving for the Lady Bobcats. And that one goes into the net. Point Lady Wildcats, 20-17. Erlinda Amaya back on the court. She'll be serving. She replaces Leisha Castillo. Maya sends it to the back line. Sit out to Fuentes. Good job by Rogers to breaking that one up. Rodriguez will hit it into the net, but it's blocked by the Bobcats. They keep it alive, and this time they hit it into the net, and it's point Lady Wildcats. They now lead by 5. I'm sorry, they lead by 4, 21-17. Buckner sends it over. Rogers sets. Caitlin. They're going to say that was out. Point, Lady Bobcats. The lead is 3. 18-21. Serving are the Lady Bobcats. And serving for the Lady Bobcats is Kristen Salinas. Rogers. Caitlin sends it over, and that one just a little too far, and that's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. They now only trail by 2. 19-21. Caitlin. Amaya. Rodriguez back over. Setting it up to Buckner. Buckner with the long, and it is point Lady Wildcats, 22-19. Brisa Guzman back on the court for your Lady Wildcats, replacing Cassandra Escobedo. Caitlin Rodriguez with the serve. Almost too far for Buckner to handle, but she's able to bring it back. Guzman with a good spike, but a save by Vega. Bobcats have to get it over, and they do. This time in the middle, and a great job by Gonzalez. Good hard hit. Ponce sending it over. Sending it to the left side to Guzman. Guzman sends it across. Guzman with a bump, set. Spike here to the right side is Kayla Torres. Bobcats got to get it over, and they do. Torres. Good job there by Torres to get it over. And it is point Lady Wildcats. 23-19, your Lady Wildcats on top here in the second set. Rodriguez with a good serve, and Brisa Guzman just putting it right back on the court. Set point for your Lady Wildcats. 24-19. And an ace to seal set number 2 for your Lady Wildcats. They take set 2, 25-19. They now tie it up at 1 set apiece. We'll go to set number 3 when we come back. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat Volleyball right here on your home for Weslaco Sports, K-West.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium as we are just getting ready to start set number 3. The Lady Bobcats took set number 1, 25-20. Your Lady Wildcats took set number 2, 25-19. And we're about to get underway here in set number 3. Lady Wildcats will be serving. Kayla Torres will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. And we are now underway in the 3rd set. Setting up for Fuentes. Fuentes putting it down, and point Lady Bobcats. 1-0 Lady Bobcats lead here in the 3rd set. Vianney Trevino will be serving for the Lady Bobcats. That one gets over. Setting it up for Caitlin Rodriguez. She's setting down hard, but it is saved by the Bobcats. Fuentes sends it across. Great job there by the Lady Wildcats to keep it alive. Fuentes setting it up for Fuentes. Caitlin trying to keep it alive, but just cannot, and it is point Lady Bobcats. 2-0 they lead. Lady Wildcats. Castillo sending it over. Fuentes. finds an empty spot on the court, and now it is a 3-point lead for the Lady Bobcats. Trevino serving for the Lady Bobcats. Setting it up for Munoz there in the middle. And she finds an empty spot. Point Lady Wildcats. Escobedo coming onto the court, replacing Guzman, and Escobedo will be serving for the Lady Wildcats. They trail 1-3 in set number 3. Ponce setting up to Fuentes. Good block there by Munoz in the middle. They'll send it out here to the left side to Caitlin Rodriguez. And it is blocked, and it's point Lady Bobcats. They are up 4-1 here in set number 3. Ponce serving for the Lady Bobcats. Escobedo. Caitlin sends it over. Oh, they're going to charge her with a carry. So it's going to be point for the Lady Bobcats. 5-1. They are on top. Set. Good job there in the middle by Castillo, but the Bobcats keep it alive. And Rodriguez can't keep it alive, so it's point Lady Bobcats. They up 6-1. Good crowd here on hand, enjoying a great match between the Lady Bobcats and the Lady Wildcats. Both sides getting behind their squads. Wildcats got to get it over, and they do. Great job by Escobedo. Ponce sets it up. Puentes puts it over, and a good job by Munoz in the middle to keep it alive. Set a little close to the net, but they're able to keep it in play. Rodriguez sends it back over to the Bobcats. Fuentes. Set. Castillo with a big hit. And point Lady Wildcats. Munoz will take a rest, and onto the court is Megan Gonzalez for your Lady Wildcats. Now serving for your Lady Wildcats is going to be Allison Rogers. Rogers with a good serve. In the middle for Fuentes. That one, they're going to say, is on the line, and it's point Lady Bobcats. They extend their lead to 5, 7-2. Fuentes back to serve for the Bobcats. Caitlin with the bump, set. And Caitlin with the spike. Bobcats keep it in play. That one just a little too hard for Rogers to handle, and it's going to be point Bobcats. They're up 8-2. They're going to take a timeout on the court. We'll take one alongside them. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat Volleyball right here on K-West.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco High School Gymnasium. Your Lady Wildcats taking on the Lady Bobcats in a 31-6A matchup. Lady Bobcats up 8-2 here in set number 3. Fuentes serving for the Lady Bobcats. Good job there breaking the serve. Back over by Gonzalez. This one into the net. Point Lady Wildcats. Erlinda Amaya back on the court for your Lady Wildcats. She'll replace Leisha Castillo, and Amaya will also be serving. Ponce, as she's done a lot tonight, sending it over on the second hit. Rodriguez, good job sending it across, and the Lady Bobcats just cannot handle it, and it's point for your Lady Wildcats. They're cutting into this lead, trailing 4-8. Amaya with the serve. Buckner into the net. Point, Lady Wildcats. 5-8 they trail. Amaya serving. Sends it over. Buckner. Ponce setting it up to the right side for Rodriguez. She sends it over. Wildcats keeping it alive, but they just cannot chase that one down. So it's point for the Lady Bobcats. They extend their lead to 4. They're up 9-5. Coach Dominguez for the Bobcats making some substitutions. One of them is Hannah Vega, who comes on to serve. Rodriguez breaks that. Over to the right side to Torres. She sends it over. Buckner. Great job there by Escobedo for your Lady Wildcats. Torres getting it. Rodriguez with a good hit. And the Lady Bobcats just can't handle it. And it's point for your Lady Wildcats. Brisa Guzman back on the court, replacing Cassandra Escobedo. Caitlin back to serve. Rodriguez with a good serve. Ponce setting it up for Buckner. Good job there by your Lady Wildcats. Rodriguez trying to send it out to the back line. Bobcats keep it alive. And Buckner can't find a spot on the court. They're going to say that it's in. Point for the Lady Bobcats. So the Lady Bobcats extend their lead to 4. They're up 10-6. Christian Salinas serving. Brisa with the break of the serve. Gonzalez sending it back across to the Bobcats. Buckner. And they're going to say that that one was in, and it's point Bobcats. The lead is 5, 11-6. They are up, and they serve. Salinas with the serve. Rodriguez setting something up. And it is Gonzalez laying it down hard, and the Bobcats just can't handle it. Point for your Lady Wildcats. They trail by 5. Munoz back on the court. Gonzalez now will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Good serve. Ponce setting up something for Buckner. Good job there by Amaya. Rodriguez sending it back to the Bobcats. Ponce does the same. Brisa just can't reach that one. Hits it into the net, and it's point for the Lady Bobcats. Rogers coming back onto the court, replacing Gonzalez. Guerra serving for the Bobcats. They lead 12-7. Buckner can't get that over. Point, Lady Wildcats. Castillo replacing Amaya. Torres serving for your Lady Wildcats. Ponce setting up for Fuentes. Fuentes, and a great job by Rogers. Caitlin Rodriguez sends it back to the Lady Bobcats. Setting up to Buckner. Buckner sends it back. And a good job there by Kayla Torres. Point, Lady Wildcats. Cutting into this lead. Trailing only by 3, 9-12. Torres, after that big hit, will now serve again. Fuentes with the big spike. Point, Lady Bobcats. Lead is 4, 13-9. Vianney Trevino on the serve for the Lady Bobcats. Rogers out here to the right to Castillo. Bobcats keep it alive. Rodriguez keeps it alive for the Lady Wildcats. This time, Guzman laying it down hard. And it's point Lady Wildcats. After that big hit, she'll take a seat, and they'll send Escobedo on to serve. The lead is 3 for the Lady Bobcats. Escobedo with the serve. Ponce sends it over. And a good job there by Munoz to save it. But the Bobcats with the point extend their lead to 4. (14-10), Lady Bobcats leading. Ponce serving for the Lady Bobcats. Lady Wildcats can't handle that one, so it's now 15-10 the score. Ponce with the serve. Escobedo sending it across. In the middle, the Bobcats send it over. Escobedo keeping it alive, and Caitlin Rodriguez finds an empty spot on the court, and it's point for your Lady Wildcats. Munoz, great hustle, and now she will take a seat. And Rogers will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Buckner. Ponce sending it right back. Escobedo setting it up. Caitlin with a good shot. Bobcats keep it alive. This time, Torres lays it down so hard the Bobcats can't do anything with it, and it's a point for your Lady Wildcats. 12-15, they trail. Rogers with the serve. Ponce sends it over. Rogers to Rodriguez. Rodriguez over. In the middle, Fuentes. Almost blocked there by Megan Gonzalez, so it's a point for the Bobcats. Nope, they're going to say that it's a carry on the Bobcats, so it's a point for your Wildcats. They cut into the lead. Now the lead is only 2, 13-15. Fuentes with a big kill, and now the Bobcats with the point. 16-13 is their lead, and they will serve. Fuentes serving for the Bobcats. Rodriguez breaks it. Sending it up out here to the right to Gonzalez. Gonzalez sending it over. In the middle, Gonzalez trying to break that one, but cannot, so the Bobcats with the point. 17-13, they lead. Fuentes serving. Rogers in the middle for Caitlin. Caitlin can't get it over. Point, Lady Bobcats. Timeout on the court. We'll take one with them. You're enjoying volleyball right here on K-West.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Hinojosa, WISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. It is your Weslaco East Lady Wildcats taking on the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High here in set number 3. Lady Bobcats leading 18-13. Fuentes serving for the Lady Bobcats. That one is long, and it's point for your Lady Wildcats. Amaya back on the court for your Lady Wildcats, replacing Leisha Castillo, and Amaya will be going back to serve. They trail by 4, 14-18. And the Lady Bobcats, Rodriguez sends that one into the net. Point for your Lady Wildcats. 15-18, they trail by 3. Buckner to Ponce. Ponce right back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez over to the Wildcats. This time, Caitlin Rodriguez for the Wildcats sends it over to the Lady Bobcats. A set to the right side to Torres, but just a little too long, and that's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. They now up 19-15. Hannah Vega will come onto the court and will be serving for the Lady Bobcats. Escobedo, Torres, Gonzalez. In the middle, Rodriguez. Good job there by Rogers. Caitlin sending it back over to the Bobcats. Ponce right back to the Wildcats. Caitlin sending it right back. Ponce to the back line, and she finds an empty spot, and it's a point for the Lady Bobcats. They extend their lead to 5, 20-15. We are in the third set, tied at 1. Escobedo, Torres, Rodriguez, and that one is long. 21-15, the Lady Bobcats with their biggest lead here in the third set. They lead by 6. Vega serving for the Lady Bobcats. Sending it to Caitlin. Caitlin gets it across, and Ponce, as she likes to do so often on the second hit, will put it over. Caitlin trying to find an empty spot, but Buckner is able to track that one down. Escobedo to Torres. Torres sends it over. Amaya sends it over. And it's going to be a double hit charge to the Lady Bobcats. Point, Lady Wildcats. Escobedo will take a break, and Caitlin Rodriguez will be on to serve. First hit comes right back to the Lady Wildcats. And Gonzalez with a good hard hit, but the Bobcats keep it alive. And Buckner finds an empty spot. The Wildcats can't track it down. It is now 22-16 in favor of the Bobcats here in set number 3. Christian Salinas will now be serving for the Lady Bobcats. Caitlin Rodriguez to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will set it up for Torres. Torres sends it across, and the Bobcats can't bring it back. And they're going to say that net is going to be charged to the Lady Wildcats. Point, Lady Bobcats. Lady Wildcats not liking that call, but however, it is a point for the Lady Bobcats. 23-16 is now the score. Caitlin Rodriguez will send it down hard, but the Bobcats able to keep it alive. Good job there by Rogers to keep it alive for the Lady Wildcats. Set it up for Buckner. This time Rogers can't get to it, and it is set point for the Lady Bobcats. Rogers with some good hustle there in the back line, but just can't get to it. Salinas serving for the Lady Bobcats. Lady Wildcats got to get it over, and Rogers does a great job of doing that. Set to Buckner. Buckner with a good hit. Amaya keeps it alive. Guzman laying it down hard. Point, Lady Wildcats to keep this set alive. 17-24, they are trailing. Gonzalez on to serve. Bobcats to Buckner. Buckner. And the Wildcats trying to save it, but they cannot. And it's a point for the Lady Bobcats, and they win set number 3, 25-17. And they now lead the Lady Wildcats 2-1 here in this match. We'll be back with set 4 right here on K-West.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium as K-West continues Weslaco athletic coverage. It is volleyball action here today. Your Weslaco East Wildcats taking on the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School. We are just getting ready to start set number 4. Lady Bobcats leading 2-1 as they took the first set 25-20. Lady Wildcats came back to take set number 2 25-19, and the Lady Bobcats took the third set 25-12. They'll be serving here in set number 4. Vianney Trevino on to serve for the Lady Bobcats. Amaya keeping alive. Munoz sending it back. Bobcats got to get this one over, and they do. In the middle, Munoz. They're going to set it up to the left side to Brisa Guzman, who brings it down hard, but the Lady Bobcats keep it alive. And the Lady Wildcats hit that one a little too far, and it's going to be point for the Lady Bobcats. 1-0 they lead here in set number 4. In the middle for Brisa. Brisa gets it across. Sending it up here to the left side for Salinas. Brisa Guzman hits it hard, but a stop and a block there by Fuentes. Point for the Lady Bobcats. 2-0 they lead. Amaya in the middle for Brisa. Brisa brings it down hard, and it's a point, Lady Wildcats. We're going to bring Leisha Castillo onto the court, replacing Amaya, and back to serve is Kayla Torres. Kayla Torres with the serve. Up for Fuentes. Fuentes puts it down. Good job there by your Lady Wildcats to keep it alive. This time, trying to get it out here to the left side. They're going to charge a double hit to the Lady Wildcats. Point Lady Bobcats. They're up 3-1. Now serving for the Lady Bobcats is going to be Renee Ponce. Lady Wildcats. Brisa Guzman puts it over. Good job there by by Castillo. And the putback by Munoz there in the middle. Point for your Lady Wildcats. 2-3 they trail. Brisa Guzman will have a seat. She'll be replaced by Escobedo. Cassandra Escobedo will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Little confusion there on the set. Point for your Lady Wildcats, and they now tie it up at 3. Serve is brought over by Escobedo, and the Lady Bobcats just not there, and it's point for your Lady Wildcats. They are up 4-3. Send it to the back line. Fuentes put it down. Caitlin Rodriguez sends it back over. Good job in the middle by Munoz to keep it alive. And they're going to say Lady Wildcats into the net. Point for the Lady Bobcats. Tied at 4. Fuentes going to head back to serve for the Lady Bobcats. Touched the net, and the Lady Wildcats just not sure of who was going to take that one. And it's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. 5-4 they lead. Back to the back line. And Rogers keeps it alive. Caitlin sits it down hard. Bobcats keep it alive. They're going to set it up here in the middle for Munoz. Munoz, Fuentes. Fuentes will send it back to the Wildcats. Sending it up for Rodriguez. Rodriguez sends it across to the Bobcats. Going to be set up for Vega. Good job there with the stop by the Wildcats. And Caitlin. Good job by keeping alive. And the Bobcats just cannot answer. 4 hits, and it's a point for your Wildcats. 5-5 is the score. Munoz will take a breather. Rogers will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Double hit. Rogers puts it in a place where they just cannot handle it cleanly. They now lead 6-5. Rogers with a good serve. Out here to the left, and a great job by the Wildcats. Good volley there. Rodriguez trying to find an empty spot. Ponce trying to put it to the back line, and the Wildcats answer. Good job by Rodriguez and Rogers on putting that point together there. They're now up 7-5. Great hustle there on that volley by Rogers and Rodriguez. They lead here in set number 4, 7-5. Bobcats got to send it over. Almost a double hit there, as 2 Bobcats almost touched that one. And the Wildcats answer again. They now extend their lead to 3, 8-3. Rogers serving for your Lady Wildcats. Rogers with a good serve. Bobcats second hit, send it across. Over here on the left side. And the Wildcats keeping it in play, and they cannot get to it, the Bobcats that is, and it's another point for your Lady Wildcats. 9-5, they lead. They're going to take a timeout on the court. We'll take one with them. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat volleyball right here on K-West. Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. Weslaco East Wildcats serving as they lead 9-5 here in set number 4. And the Lady Bobcats sending it into the net. And now the Lady Wildcats lead by 5, 10-5. Allison Rogers serving. Good serve. Setting it up for Buckner, and some confusion on the court by the Lady Bobcats as far as who was going to take that one. And it's point Lady Wildcats. They're up by 6, their biggest lead here in set number 4. Rogers with the serve. Good one. Fuentes. Back over. And a great job in the middle by Megan Gonzalez. Putting it right back onto the side of the Lady Bobcats, and they just can't handle it. 12-5 is the score. Rogers, another good serve. Ponce. That one a little too far, and they're going to say that the Lady Bobcats crossed the line, and it's point Lady Wildcats. 13-5, they lead. Santa Maria onto the court, replacing Ponce for the Lady Bobcats. Rogers with the serve. Set to the back. Fuentes sends it back across. In the middle to Gonzalez. Gonzalez not able to convert. Point Lady Bobcats. Hannah Vega will be serving for the Lady Bobcats. cannot handle it. Caitlin Rodriguez. Point, Lady Bobcats, 13-7. The Lady Wildcats hanging on to their lead. Hannah Vega serving. We got a timeout on the court. The officials calling a timeout, double checking the personnel on the court. All right, looks like they got everything squared away. Vega ready to serve. Gets it over. Rodriguez trying to set something up, and Rodriguez back with the third hit. Sends it across. Fuentes sends it across for the Bobcats. On the left side is Castillo. Bobcats send it across, but it's a little too far. Point for your Lady Wildcats. Lady Wildcats serving, leading. Amaya with the serve. Fuentes into the net, and they just cannot handle it. So that's going to be another point for your Lady Wildcats. They now lead 15-7. Amaya, good serve. Setting it up for Fuentes. Fuentes can't get it over. 16-7. The lead is 9. Amaya with the serve for your Lady Wildcats. Buckner sends it over. Lady Wildcats can't track it down. Point, Lady Bobcats. They trail 8-16. Kristen Salinas will be serving for the Lady Bobcats. Rogers sending it up to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, too hot to handle. Point, Lady Wildcats, 17-8. Escobedo will get a breather. Caitlin Rodriguez will be serving for your Lady Wildcats. Good serve. Sends it out here to Buckner. Buckner's got to get it across, and she can't. Point for your Lady Wildcats, 18-10. The lead is 10. Lady Bobcats are going to call a timeout. We'll take one alongside them. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat basketball right here on K-West.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. We are back from timeout. Caitlin Rodriguez serving for your Lady Wildcats. They lead 18-8 here in the fourth set. They trail 2-1 as the Lady Bobcats take 1 and 3. The Lady Wildcats took the second one. Brissa Guzman into the net. Point, Lady Bobcats. (9-18). The Lady Bobcats are trailing. They're going to make a substitution, going to send in Ariana Guerra and give Zorina Rodriguez a little breather, and Guerra will serve. Caitlin Rodriguez will break the serve. And Gonzalez sits it down hard. Bobcats are able to keep it alive. Good job there by your Lady Wildcats. Good volley. Fuentes. Rodriguez with the good save there. Rodriguez is going to send it back over, and it is point for your Lady Wildcats. 19-9, they lead. Munoz coming back onto the court for your Lady Wildcats. She'll give Rogers a breather. Megan Gonzalez serving for your Lady Wildcats. Good serve. They're going to set it up for Fuentes. Fuentes sends it across hard, and it's a point for the Lady Bobcats. 10-19, they are trailing. Vianney Trevino is on to serve for the Lady Bobcats. Caitlin setting it up for Brissa. Brissa puts it down hard. Point, Lady Wildcats. Lead is 10, 20-10. Back on the court for your Lady Wildcats is Leisha Castillo. She'll be replacing Erlinda Amaya. Serving for your Lady Wildcats, Kayla Torres. Torres with a good serve. Setting it up for Fuentes. Fuentes, hard, but the Lady Wildcats able to answer. Guzman into the net. Point, Lady Bobcats. Lady Bobcats. Julissa Santa Maria will be serving. Caitlin from the back line. Setting it up for Brissa again. Brissa sends it into the net. Point, Lady Bobcats. They trail 12-20 here in the fourth set. Coach Nava calls a timeout. We'll take one with them. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat Volleyball right here on K-West.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
We are back at the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium as your Lady Wildcats are taking on the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School. Lady Bobcats trailing 12-20 here in the fourth set. Lady Wildcats. Leisha Castillo sending it across, too hot to handle for the Lady Bobcats. Point for your Lady Wildcats. Entering onto the court again is Cassandra Escobedo, and she'll go back to serve. She'll replace Brissa Guzman. Good serve. Setting it for Fuentes. Fuentes hard for the Lady Bobcats. Point, 13-21. They're going to make a substitution. They're going to send Fuentes back to serve. Vega coming in to play the middle for the Lady Bobcats. Good job there by Escobedo. Out to the left, and Caitlin can't convert. Lady Bobcats cutting into the lead, trailing by 7. 14-21 is now your score. We are in the fourth set. Delay of game, point charged, or point given to your Lady Wildcats. 22-14, your Lady Wildcats are leading. Rogers with the serve. Lady Bobcats got to get it over, and they do. Caitlin Rodriguez, they're going to set something up here for Castillo. Castillo sends it across. Bobcats answer. Caitlin Rodriguez going to put it over. And the Bobcats are able to keep it alive. They got to send it over, and they do. Caitlin Rodriguez trying to find an empty spot. Just cannot. Good volley here. Good volleyball being played by both squads. Caitlin Rodriguez again. And this time, the Bobcats into the net. Point, Lady Wildcats. 23-14. Here in the fourth set. Rogers with the serve. Setting it up over here on the left side for Rodriguez, and she puts it in the net. 24-14 set point for your Lady Wildcats. Allison Rogers with the serve. Good one, ace! 25-14, your Lady Wildcats take the fourth set. And they are now tied up at 2. We'll head to the fifth. And when we return right here on K-West.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Hinojosa, WISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium as we go to set number 5 here in this 31-6A matchup between your Weslaco East Lady Wildcats and the Lady Bobcats of Edinburg High School. The Lady Bobcats took set number 1, 25-20. Your Lady Wildcats took set number 2, 25-19. The Lady Bobcats took set number 3, 25-12. And your Lady Wildcats took set number 4, 25-14. The Lady Bobcats serving, and the first one goes into the net, so it's 1-0 here in set number 5. Quick adjustments made by the Lady Wildcats, sending on Leisha Castillo onto the court. Serving for your Lady Wildcats going to be Kayla Torres. Referees making sure that they got the right personnel on the court, checking with the official scorekeepers. All right, they've now got the official changes made, and we are ready to go. Kayla Torres serving for your Lady Wildcats. All right, here we go. They got everything squared away. Kayla Torres serving. Good serve. It's across. Set up for Fuentes. Fuentes trying to find an empty spot. And Guzman does a real good job saving it, and the Wildcats keep it alive. Fuentes brings it down hard, and it's point for your Lady Bobcats. Lady Wildcats really hustling on that play. Lady Bobcats are going to send Ponce back to serve. They're going to say that is in, and it's going to be another point for Lady Bobcats. 2-1, they lead. Sending it up to the left side for Castillo. Castillo sending it across hard. The Lady Bobcats keep it alive. This time Guzman. Guzman hits it hard and they can't answer. And it's a tie score at 2. We are in set number 5. And Guzman will take a breather after she lays it down. And now we're going to have on the court Cassandra Escobedo, who will also be serving. Out here to the left side to Santa Maria. Rodriguez with the kill. 3-2 Lady Wildcats. Escobedo with a good serve. Fuentes with a little dink. Point Lady Bobcats. Tied up at 3. We are in set number 5. Lady Bobcats took number 1. Lady Wildcats took number 2. Lady Bobcats came back, took number 3, and the Lady Wildcats took number 4. So they've been exchanging blows here at the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. Setting it up, and the Bobcats send it across to the Wildcats. Caitlin Rodriguez with the spike, but the Bobcats able to keep it alive. They're going to set it up here to the right side to Castillo. Bobcats got to get it across, and they do. Rogers in the middle. Now they're going to send it out to Caitlin. And Caitlin finds an empty spot in the middle of the court, and it is a point for your Lady Wildcats. They're going to send Megan Gonzalez onto the court, and serving is Rogers. Rogers, good serve. Bobcats keeping it alive. Escobedo. Caitlin's got to get it across, and she does. And it's a little too far, so that's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. 4-4 is the score. Both fans for both teams really getting loud here. Adriana Gonzalez now on the court for your Lady Wildcats. And they're going to hit the ball to her. She's going to keep it in play. Good job by the Lady Wildcats. They got to get it across, and Rogers does a great job doing just that. She's going to set it up in the middle. Out to the left to Caitlin. Caitlin comes in with it hard, and it's a point for your Lady Wildcats. Erlinda Amaya will replace Leisha Castillo. She'll also be serving. 5-4, your Lady Wildcats leading. The Bobcats got to get it over, and they can't. Lady Wildcats now lead 6-4. Amaya serving. Oh, that one goes into the net, so it's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. 6-5, your Lady Wildcats leading here in set number 5. Bobcats making some substitutions, and they'll send Kristen Salinas onto the court, and she will be serving as well. It gets over. They're going to set up something to Caitlin Rodriguez, and she's going to hit it hard, and the Bobcats can't handle it. 7-5, your Lady Wildcats lead. Adriana Gonzalez will now take a seat. They're going to send Brisa Guzman onto the court. Caitlin Rodriguez will be serving. Good serve. Lady Wildcats got to get it across, and they do. Good job by the hustle of your Lady Wildcats. Buckner. Brisa Guzman. And that one is just a little too long. It's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. 6-7 is the score. Lady Bobcats are trailing, and they're going to send back to serve number 14, Ariana Guerra. Caitlin Rodriguez. Guzman sends it over. In the middle, Fuentes. Good job by Rogers. They're going to send it over to the right to Caitlin, and it's blocked, but a good job by Guzman to keep it alive. And Ponce finds an empty spot on the court, and now we are tied up at 7. Guerra with the serve for the Lady Bobcats. Lady Wildcats bring it over. Fuentes. Wildcats doing a great job keeping it alive. And it's a point for your Lady Wildcats. What a play there by Torres. Couple of substitutions being made for your Lady Wildcats. Arlise Munoz coming onto the court. Serving, Megan Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a serve into the net, and it's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. And now we are tied at 8 here in set number 5. The Lady Bobcats serving. Vianney Trevino with those chores. Setting it up in the middle for Guzman. Bobcats send it right back. Caitlin sending it up for Guzman. Guzman is going to convert. She's going to keep it alive. And it's going to be a point for the Lady Bobcats. They lead 9-8. Coach Nava's going to call a timeout. We're going to take one with them. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat Volleyball right here on K-West.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Welcome back to Weslaco East Gymnasium. Lady Bobcats lead 9-8 here in set number 5. Guzman sending it over for the Lady Wildcats. Fuentes answering. Point, Lady Bobcats, they extend their lead to 2 here in set number 5. They are up 10-8. Trevino serving for the Lady Bobcats. Lady Wildcats, they're going to charge a double hit to the Lady Wildcats. Lady Bobcats up 11-8. Timeout on the court. We'll take one with them. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat volleyball right here on K-West.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Welcome back. K-West bringing you volleyball action here from Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. Set number 5, Weslaco East taking on the Lady Bobcats. They're going to say the Lady Bobcats into the net. It's going to be another point for your Lady Wildcats. They're going to cut into this lead. 9-11, they trail. Serving for your Lady Wildcats, Kayla Torres. Good serve from Kayla, and they can't handle it. 10-11, the lead is only 1. Lady Wildcats coming back here in set number 5. Torres serving. Fuentes. They're going to say that is out. Point. Lady Wildcats tied at 11 here in set number 5. And the crowd is getting loud here in your Weslaco East Gymnasium. Kayla Torres serving. They're going to set it up for Fuentes. Fuentes finds an empty spot. 12-11 Lady Bobcats. They're going to make a substitution. And they're going to send Julissa Santa Maria onto the court. Ponce will now be serving for the Lady Bobcats. It's over. Caitlin sending it, Torres sending it across. And the Bobcats can't bring it back. And it's a point for your Lady Wildcats. 12-12 is the score. Guzman will take a breather and going to send onto the court Cassandra Escobedo, and she'll be serving. 12-12 tied here in set number 5. Buckner. Ponce can't answer. 13-12. Lady Wildcats leading. Timeout on the court. We'll take one with them. You're enjoying Lady Wildcat volleyball right here on K-West. Welcome back to the Weslaco East High School Gymnasium. It's been a good one here between the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Bobcats. We are in set number 5. Lady Wildcats up 13-12. Cassandra Escobedo serving for your Lady Wildcats. Lady Bobcats setting up something for Fuentes. Fuentes sends it across. Wildcats going to answer. That is Kayla Torres. This time they're going to come out to the left side to Vega. Setting it up to Caitlin Rodriguez. Rodriguez finding an empty spot. And it's a point for your Lady Wildcats. And it is set point. They are up 14-12. The Lady Wildcat faithful making noise. Escobedo serving. It's a cross. Ponce sends it right back. Escobedo up to Rodriguez. Rodriguez back to the back line. The Bobcats keeping it alive. Fuentes got to send it over. She does. Sending it up. Torres. Ponce answers. In the middle, Fuentes. Good job there by Rogers. Going to send it out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking for an empty spot, but the Bobcats able to answer. Keep it alive. Fuentes sending it over. Rodriguez to the back line, and it's in, and it's a game for your Lady Wildcats. 15-12. They finish it out here in set number 5. Great job there by the Lady Wildcats, and they win this one 3-2 to take the match. They improve to 4-4 in district play. The Bobcats drop to 4-3. The Lady Wildcats keeping their hopes alive for the playoffs. What a great game here. We want to thank the superintendent of schools, Dr. Priscilla Canales, the principal of Weslaco East, Dr. David Gamboa, our athletic director for Weslaco Independent School District, Oscar Riojas, the athletic coordinator for Weslaco East High School, Michael Burgett, and of course the coach of the Weslaco East Lady Wildcats, Coach Corina Nava, for K-West director Carlos Robledo, and all of the K-West crew. I am Joe Aguilar saying goodbye from Weslaco East High School Gymnasium as your Lady Wildcats are victorious 3-2 here in District 31 6A. Goodbye.